goodness. Let me cut this off real quick. All right, boom. All right, so boom. I've been peeping. Okay. Oh yeah, I've been peeping. I got a whole bunch of lives that I named and didn't do. If I don't do that, if I don't do them, use them names and go into it. Like do some research on yourself. I'm gonna just give a subject, okay? And maybe you found something about it. Cause I ain't been on this shit. I ain't really been paying attention. Uh, kind of chilled out on the live stuff and going on to like actually like, you know, I just be getting sometimes on here. Know I suck at intros, so give me a second. I've been telling y'all though, it's a cycle thing, right? Okay, and it's dealing with your DNA memory. Why? Because when the Nibiru is around, supposedly, or the state of the Nibiru, um, it causes 3,600 years of memory. That's the whole point. They try to block that memory because if you remember, then you could flip their system, flip the matrix, pretty much upload your consciousness to it, right? And if it's matching truth, then the AI will pick up to its creator, okay? Um, this is pretty much like a matrix at the end of the day, all right? So a lot of things they did was manipulation. So when you're talking about a computer that's running this shit, it was our computer, okay? AI is not new, okay? AI is not new. It's art. And it's like the brain at the same time, okay? So like when you're dealing with your brain, you have these attachments. When the brain has these attachments to to its software or to its brain, it's like viruses, okay? So when the virus has, it's like a virus on the computer. When the computer has a virus, it starts to fuck up shit, okay? So when you have a virus, your body is trying to clean the virus out, right? It's just like our computer was built. But just like our body, it has to expose truth to to self, right? And this computer was made to expose truth too, okay? Because just like an AI, if a robot was an AI robot was supposed to pick up human consciousness and actually evolve itself, why do you think they would turn on their creator? I remember when they actually worked with us hand in hand and went to war. Now it's like trying to turn them against us or make it seem like they're gonna turn against us. But really, they're gonna turn against them. I'm not even scared of this shit no more, because they're gonna turn against them. They're gonna turn against them. Because even if they don't have a heart, the consciousness of a heart is still there. Okay? It's just like Mortal Kombat. All this shit is really like Mortal Kombat. Because you're playing with dimensions. Okay? So say like in the present, you did take the jab. And that could have been like giving yourself to Chronica on Mortal Kombat. You feel me? And Chronica gave you powers and shit, but most of them look dead. So on Mortal Kombat, they showed the dead version of you and the regular version of you. So like Luke Kane and shit. You had the dead version of him and then the regular version of him. The whole time they're going through dimensions, okay, with Raven, right? They're trying to make sure there's balance on the realms because of what was going on. And sometimes they didn't know that they fell for the trap. They couldn't even understand how they fell for the trap, so they had to see. So when they fell for the trap, they had to fight their lower self, okay? It was either the lower self won or the higher self won, dealing with these realms, okay? In my eyes, the only reason I feel like we even here is because niggas fucked up at one point. But when you're going through these dimensional realms, you can change that while you're in the present tense. From the past and the future. This is why I've been telling you through these timelines. I hope that you're taking care of yourself and fasting and breaking these loops. What is fasting? Breaking from what doesn't serve you. So a lot of people have been saying, I've been fasting here and there. Do you know you will save more money if you actually fast? You can stretch out more. And then if you want to stock up other things, just stock up while you're doing that. Find somebody with some food stamps, you know? 50% off or something. Something, bro. Get right. So, like, because this shit is really like Mortal Kombat. And I had to play this video game so I could actually explain the story. On the movie, they pack everything into 1 hour. When you play the video game, the storyline tells you literally everything. And it's just like the shit I was saying. Like, that's what made me want to play it. Because it started talking about everything I was talking about. And I realized this shit is Mortal Kombat, bro. So, like, you could change what you did. That's how breaking your curses. So, like, whatever happened in your present time, you had some karma dealing with now. But it's still, like, present. It's just in a different dimension. It's in a different frequency when that happened, right? But it's tied to your memory at all times. So it's like you're connected to these dimensions because you're multidimensional of self. So like you can clean up what you did, and as you cleaning up, that changes your future from the mistake you might have made. Like I said, everybody took the jab already at one point. This shit done happened over and over and over and over and over again. Okay? This is how they wiped out most of us anyway. Falling into a trap, right? This is why people are waking up and talking about they see their self on a motherfucking ship, fucked up or something, plugged up to a computer, while their self and plugged up is sending telepathic messages to them on this realm. Why is that? Hmm? I've been on a spaceship, bro. I didn't see my higher self a lot. Like, but my shit wasn't even like that. I was like, and on on a whole nother realm, like that was beautiful and peaceful. I guess it was after certain shit happened, but when you're elevating and going to the next phase, it's like you'll know, you'll know, you will know, okay? And don't let nothing get in the way of that because it's going to be hard to believe if you're not used to things like that, okay? Just know it's you getting back right, okay? You got certain Jedis that are like teaching, okay? They're with you, okay? I ain't gonna let nobody fuck with you, especially if you're actually going through the process on some whole other shit. It depends. Like me, I was someone else at one point, like that had to go through shit like that. So I'm going through that right now. Well, I already did pretty much uh, throughout the 360. And I mean, it's still uh, elevation to it, okay? So me, I was never this type of person. So when I'm trying to explain some stuff like this, I gotta get it like out of me type shit. Like I just gotta flow with it, you know? So we literally going through dimensions, bro. And this timeline shit I've been trying to show y'all about the hertz and how it resonates with the DNA as the year going back. It's like going back in time and shit as we go back to the future. It's like we was in 2020, right? Or 2027. We was at 2017. It had to be 2,500 years revealed, okay? It takes 8 years, really, but in reality, it's 7 still. But we're just gonna say that. Say that 70 completed, which is pretty much by next year. But next year is still this year till April. So anyways, because it's New Year's right now, April to April. I used to say July to July, but I believe it's April to April now. If you check out my old videos when I was just literally not making this shit up, it looked like I was. I was just getting it out from what I seen in these other dimensions. Okay. Alright. So what we have here is where where we at right now. Remember how I was telling everyone in January a Mandela effect was about to happen, and now you see everyone's on YouTube talking about a goddamn Mandela effect. It was a reasoning for that. That's how you know this shit official tissue. That 3,600 years in the build, they always been there. It's just the dome been up. When they got hit by that gamma ray, it tore the dome up. That happened through totality because totality is coming from the first dimension to the ninth dimension, and you're dealing with that energy. Really, I'm gonna say the 12th, but I'm gonna just say 9 for right now. Cause this totality ship, the 7, that's what's getting activated. 6 ether is settling when that totality happened. The 6 ether, the hexa Dedron or the Star of David, the heart, that's activating. Okay? Why? Because it's the 6 ether that's activating. Okay? The 6 ether activates when in May. April going into May, 6 ether should be settled as a whole energy. It's been going through its phases, its 4 phases a year. That's why I say it's 3 months before alternates, which deals with the zodiacs. When you're talking about zodiacs and these trinities, you're talking about binaries like coming together and it forms that trinity. It creates that point at that energy. You feel me? It's just like 6 stars creates 3 lights around the sun. 6 stars is 3 twins. The 6 stars plus 1, that's the 7 sisters. You feel me? So it's talking about the dimension, but when you're talking about a dimension on a physical state, it's like it's bringing that, like, from that time when it happened, okay? Because when you're talking about this low 7-dimensional state on a physical state, it's not really low, it's just we have higher states. So I'm just saying, like, but to here, when you're dealing with this realm, it's supposed to be a carbon-12 activation, right? Dealing with your cells, because your cells is your frequency, okay? Your cells is your frequency. Your cells is your frequency, okay? That's why it is physical. It's tied to this shit. Fuck is you talking about? Physical tied to this shit, mentally and spiritually. So it's like, that's the metaphysics, right? Because this is already a metaverse already. This metaverse shit is not new. It's just trying to get your brain into a whole nother one. So that's for understanding your creation. You feel me? Like, I'm trying to stay on point because I'm not really thinking. I'm just, I didn't really come on here saying I'm about to just talk about this. Because really this says storms and I'm talking about something else now. So like, as this shit's been rising, bro, the DNA picks up off the hertz, off the sun, and resonates with it like it's in the year. So each phase deals with a 90-degree point, okay? But when the body is actually attached to the realm, which they don't teach you, like when, yeah, collectively, but individually you have your own connection to this realm because it's a part of you. It's how you survive here. So when they, at the end of the day, they want to cut off source at all times and manipulate that shit for their own power. Okay, so it's like most of this time, the shit ain't never over because it's yin and yangs. And I guess to this type of sense of a metaverse already, it's just like we can change it, but it's always some type of shit, you feel me? Especially when you have to operate by law. Like, saying, like, I know everyone's waking up and everything's beautiful and shit right now, but there's a lot of A's and B's going on that coming together. You feel me? Like, even with the awakening, people be feeling like they better than someone, or someone's lesser than them, or vice versa, or some shit. Like, it's not cool. It's not cool at all. Because we pieces of a puzzle. So you could see someone who's actually doing the works and everything like that, but they might be one-sided. They still dealing with the split of the 12. And the 12 is actually representing your A and your B, your binary system, and your body, your brain. That's what the fuck that's dealing with, your binary system. And when that binary system comes together, like I said, A plus B equals C gamma ray, which is the 72, representing the pole shift. Reason why you seeing what's happening in that war right now, type shit. Most of this shit on the map, that's why I've been telling y'all, the map that they show us is to track sunspots. They know that's not how it fucking look. They don't drive like that, obviously. But I'm saying those degrees, when you use those degrees that's giving on that map and actually put it around the 360 and put it in its positions, now you can see. And the people that we're actually warring with, they're in the west. We're in the east. So then it kind of go back to the Bible shit. For example, 144 east, 0 north, something like that. Or maybe it's on the flip. I can't remember. I did it 2021 when I was figuring all this shit out. And I wrote them down. Shit got tore out from where I wrote it down, but it's on one of these videos. It's just a little blurry. I didn't even know about most of the shit I was talking about. I was just drawing it out, and I went with it from the knowledge that I did have, type shit. It's just when you see something that you used to do and stuff like that, it's just like if you learn something here, type shit. The whole time you've been learning shit here. It's not really reincarnation. It's the reincarnation is the DNA memory. It's not, you feel me? So if you did some shit and that was like, you know, boom, the same energy, then boom. Other than that, that's a walk-in. So like, this timeline shit right now, we pretty much rising up to like, I was saying March was supposed to be the emergency broadcast shit. But if anything, they just was talking about National Guard's gonna be out. And in my eyes, it's like everything they've been training for. Cause like, why is y'all sending 3 rockets? And we gonna talk about that in the other video, but like, shit don't make no sense. Like at all. But it actually does when you realize what motherfuckers really trying to do. And it's like, I be sitting here like, why? Like, why even go through this? Cause it don't make shit better for you or us. So I be doing is like some whole other shit with this shit. It's like it's a motherfucking game. So let's say like the automated system picks up on its frequencies, right? So since the dome been down, it's been picking up on its frequencies. So it goes along with the timeline, but it speeds up. It goes along with it because it's it's allowing the because of the planet is going into a dimensional states, higher dimensional states. It's supposed to be at like the 12th dimension, like here, type shit. Like that's supposed to be the energy. I only say 12 because the non-ether energy will be stuck at the 27. It has to go through 4 phases. So like four quarters equals a whole dollar, dealing with currency. And that's what it is. It's just like 4 pyramids creates a circle, which is the aura. The geometrical shapes create the energy. So a lot of that shit is going on. And you see these storms. It's magnetic storms and everything. But when the solar flares, that's how you know solar flares is popping right now. Because when it interacts with the clouds, it starts to rain. And the more stronger the flare is, the more it rains. Okay? So when you're blocking it and stuff like that, especially when you're blocking it with certain things, like there's a lot of graphene, so it's like low key that makes magnetism on the ground, but at the same time, it's kind of poisoning people, right? Which been allowing this propaganda to go on with this bullshit. So like, this shit's been getting OD. Like, that's solar flares hitting. You feel me? That's solar flares hitting. So it's like this memory, right? It's rising. So the computer is trying to match that shit. Well, it's going to match that shit. These motherfucking clones. It's going to match that shit. So whatever happened then, it's re-happening. But most of the time, they just making it up when it could have just been a normal day. You feel me? Just to interrupt your frequency. But a lot of things is going to happen dealing with that, because the only way you can shift is in a, not a fearful state, but yeah, a fearful state. I'm only saying that because it's a root chakra type of state. If you ever peep the movies when someone activate their powers unknowingly, it always happened in a root chakra energy. Okay? Either they were scared or mad. You feel me? So dealing with them frequencies that's coming off. Like a CeeLo is really a gamma wave. 2017, I know for sure that a gamma wave, a gamma hit, and I know it's about to hit again. So I've been saying the sixth ether is going to settle this month. Okay, I've been going off at April to April, and I showed y'all the 4 phases with these dates I've been giving. I'm not saying I know the time of what it happens, but I've been reading the energy off the sun. And as I've been reading the energy off the sun, I've been saying this weird shit that the Hertz is like, it's a measurement, and the years like the same measurement. So that's why it has a timeline. You feel me? And it deals with the cycle 3693, right? 3,693 years. There you go with your 3600. That's dealing with the time of these clones actually being here. We're in the fucking clone war already. We've been in a clone war this whole time. Okay? So like, we've been in a clone war. So when this 3600 hits, or really 3000, if you peep, it's a short somewhere. I started making too many shorts because I couldn't post at one point. So, it shows the 5th to the 9th. The 5th, the 4th, because I'm explaining the 4th, when the 4th started, that was 2021. And that activated the brain going into a higher state. Because once you go into that higher state, that's when you start seeing like you're time traveling. Because now that means you have activated your 7 chakras in your body already, allowing you to go into that higher state. So under the light and eating right, because you're getting right for your body to operate the way it's supposed to, you could up your frequency just like now. And you could take it higher and higher and higher. But as the whole point is, when your cells is reproducing the way it's supposed to, you're developing that memory because it's repairing. It's going to repair itself. So then it ties back to that movie Lucy. You feel me? Like the shit would become like a natural thing. Okay? It's nothing like, oh shit, smarter than someone or dumber than someone. No. It's every person. It's just, if you can go against it or go with it. Or just let it happen on its own time. I mean, it's gonna happen on its own time, but it's just like, once I actually like ate fruit when this shit was happening, right? And it was April. But it's like I low-key always connected. But I used to put it on some more other shit. It'd be like meet God halfway. You feel me? Everything work out. I was learning about manifestations and stuff like that when I didn't have nobody. Or just being with my friends and stuff. Right? Like, just noticing certain things. Like I remember I lied as a kid, but a lot of stuff I didn't lie. It's just, I was saying I was going to Texas, and I was lying about certain shit. But I really wasn't lying, though. And then I forgot I said that. So when I got there, all that shit really started happening. said everything, realizing everything that I was saying is happening, and I had to either choose A, B, C, or D. Feel me? And I start realizing a lot of things that you ask for comes, and you have your opportunities, and they always come around even if you miss them. But it always come back around in another form. So it's like dealing with good things, bad things, things you might have thought was good, and you have to see you don't even really want to deal with that. Like, it's all getting, you people go through that just so you can get your intuition back. You feel me? Because now you're gonna start listening to that voice that you always had. Okay? Once you start going through that, you're gonna be expecting that same loop. But since you expect it, you're gonna know you're gonna operate in peace when it happens. Because if you think about it, or reflect about it, actually, well, same thing. If you think about it, it kind of reflects already. So that becomes a subconscious manifestation already, and that's why it becomes that loop. So if you already expect this shit to happen just because of duality, that is reality. So everything going good. If you already know how shit be, just like put yourself in peace. You feel me? And before, so it's like as you go through it, if it's something you get mad at, move in a certain way. You don't be in that energy. You feel me? Like don't feed into that shit. Is what I'm trying to say. Don't feed into it. Because it's like a subconscious manifestation. And you break these loops through these cycles. That's why it's really good to like fast through the 360, because it's a 360 transformation. You feel me? Getting back to self, healing and stuff as you go through the cycle. Feel me? Because it's these 4 phases. It denotes energy just like the Lionsgate portal. But dealing with this wheel that has these 4 phases, these 4 faces. And right now we in a rebirth going. So we're about to go into the 7th cycle. But this 6th ether has to settle. It's already settling, but they've been low-key kind of slowing this bitch down a little bit. For real, for real. But I don't know. Where I'm at right now on the map, these clouds started to open up. And yeah, it was had a little wind chill in the air because of that's what it do. But once it was a couple of days, no clouds, 80 degrees. You feel me? And low key, it's really, on this realm, it's really 70, it's like 72 to 77 degrees every day. The only thing that makes it that hot is the UV index. And the UV index is higher right now. So it kind of matches up with the dimensions low key and how high you can go. Like 2021, we was dealing with more UV because they wasn't blocking it as much. So now it's getting stronger, you feel me? Because the dome's breaking more. So when this gamma hits, it's gonna denote something. Like, I didn't know last time, 2017, but I've been talking about 2017 being the start of this shit. On my whole channel. For real, for real. And like, everything just makes sense. Cause I've been trying to see how the fuck did I see through a wall that time. And I know it deals with X-ray energy from the sun. I was thinking it was a laser beam though, cause it was like a laser that came through. And I thought someone was messing with me, so when I closed the blinds and shit, I actually ended up seeing it come through the wall. So like, I just put a blanket over my head, and boom, that shit ended up happening. But in my eyes, that deals with some type of shift, right? I would suppose that was like a shift. So when niggas talked about DNA activation, I gravitated to it. So like, it's just the timeline thing was matching up with this too. And then when you look at stocks, it kind of matched up with it too. Or in business, it was something with the business. Kind of match up with it too. But it makes sense because of what Delta mean in business management and these hedging methods. You feel me? There's like 6 steps to these evaluations. When they're doing these little fucking experiments and shit on the globe. Fucking, excuse my language, but it's a global consciousness project right now. We're going into a higher state either way it goes. These clouds are kind of like fuck with you and have you like thinking about stuff that you don't usually eat. So like, hold it down. I know how it be. So like, cause when it comes around supposedly summertime, I feel like they still gonna be on this stuff because I know they trying to like freeze this area too like they did everywhere else. And the only way they could do that is manipulating the solar flares with the clouds. Like, I was literally tracking this shit. Every place that got hit with a freaking Mr. Freeze blast, nigga. Every place that got hit with an M flare, bro. Like, it was like a direct hit M flare or X flare hitting there. Really, it was the M flares. It was the M flares. Every time that magnetic storm, whatever, hit over there, they try to freeze motherfuckers, bro. That's why y'all seeing places talking about snow right now. I'm not kidding, bro. You know why? Because, alright, I can explain. Alright, we getting back to actually the subject now. Okay. Alright, so where we at on the map, bro? Like I said, the map that we use is for really tracking sunspots, okay? And as the forms, it actually creates that Merkaba. So, because it's dealing with the lands, the Mercury, like the sign, that shit is like the lands, but it's also talking about a cycle. And then people use that for other shit because it's really above and below, just like my symbol is. It's just all right, let me stay on track. But like where we out on the map, we get hit with it on a direct point on the land when it's high M flares and X flares. When it's C flares, it doesn't really hit too much, like across the land, like really long. The C flares do. It starts off at the C flares to the X flares that it hit the US more. I mean, at the end of the day, we're gonna feel it because of parallels, pretty much. That explains it, because of parallels. Like, say I can ground my feet from here, and now I could feel the energy in India or somewhere if I wanted to, or at the pyramids if I wanted to. Anywhere on this realm, you can feel it from where you at. You feel me? If you're just grounded. It's just depending on how your conscious is. You feel me? If you think you have to go all the way over there, then you think you have to go all the way over there. Either way, it would be good to go there, goddamn ground. But at the same time, you don't. So, shit, I did it. A lot of that shit was here anyway. So, getting back to point. So when these X flares is hitting now, and these M flares, because that's all we're getting. It goes around, but when it's like in the Pacific, Atlantic, and in the Gulf, it's hitting land. It's more inland of America, North America. There's more inland that's hitting. So that's why I was gonna go to the totality and stuff. Really, I wasn't. Then my friend asked me, and I was like, nah, because if you look at that line, that's really that Tornado Valley line. You feel me? Where all the tornadoes be happening, and the only way those tornadoes really be happening is when they be having all these fucking clouds and shit. Because when you're making highs and lows on the east and the west, then that means that whoever's doing this weather manipulation, you're creating these tornadoes on some alchemist shit. Hood scientists. You feel me? Like, you like like, you literally create highs and lows, bro. Shit, shit, little blue. Yeah, like, they're literally creating highs and lows. Why do you think it be so cold on the East Coast? I mean, it be warm, it be cold as hell on the West, and then it be warmer on the East, and then it flips. And then when it does flip, the clouds that was on the West come towards the East, and we deal with that shit and it cools it down. Because at the end of the day, they be trying to cool the planet down because these solar flares is hitting. Why? Because it's going to speed the automated system up, which pretty much will shut down this whole fucking timeline loop shit anyways. Meaning it's going to destroy their system, their manipulation, their viruses, and all that shit on here. That's what I'm saying. The year 3 is going to resonate with like the year 2026, 2027. Already happened before. That's why there's a timeline anyway. You break out the loop, the cycle is the 3693. You break out that timeline loop, you out this bitch. Feel me? You out this bitch. That's why I'm out this bitch. And I'm talking to self right now. Feel me? Like, this shit's real. These portals about to activate too. I guess that's why I was talking about Noah Ark being a portal actually. But really, I don't even think I posted the video. I couldn't. I don't know why I couldn't. Oh, I was screen recording. It was like 2 hours. It ain't even safe. I swear I was saying portal, it's a portal, that's a portal, that's a portal. Goes back to the stories about when niggas was saying portals and shit. When people ports, portals. Mm. Oh my goodness. Airports, portals. Wherever a delta can be, portal. You feel me? And delta is something like form of energy. So like how people talk about Bermuda Triangle, portal. And then in the air, that's a 6'9" Pisces type thing. Yeah, that goes back to little 6'9" Pisces Scorpio. That's one of them type things. Because it's dealing with the weather too. That's how you can read this shit. Because it has a cycle. And it actually flows like that. It's like waves. That's like why the natives looked at the skies and it looked like how they was talking about the seas and stuff like that. It ties to the cycles. You understand the cycles, then you could just read this shit because you're feeling it. It's like you're feeling you because it is you. Like, so when you start tapping into self, getting why you're in nature, you're tapping into self. Don't put your conscience down to like you don't know shit. Like, just ask yourself and believe that you answered yourself. And just go with it. If it ain't right, it ain't righteous. That's how I discern. So everybody know right from wrong. That goes on along with some whole other stuff in life. But everybody knows right and wrong. You just gotta discern. I think the atoms in the air has crystallized from what I've seen in the last 3 years. It's like they went through like 3 phases. So I used to always look up and stare and like hold position. And you can see the atoms, right, floating in the air. And when I used to look in the air and see the atoms floating in the air, sometimes if I did long enough, I wouldn't have to look straight up. I could just walk and I continue to see it. I think 2021 is when I started thinking about the V2. I started calling it the V2 charge because I saw these 2 black dots attached to these atoms that was floating in the air. And from my understanding, I think that was like antimatter. You feel me? So I remember seeing these clouds a lot after a while, which brought out these mosquitoes. I started seeing these clouds a lot, and the my bad. I just got here, so I don't know if you said it already, but I heard this eclipse is gonna transform people. Oh yeah, for sure. I didn't really want to talk about it like that, but it's like the only thing that made me even want to talk, cause I started seeing shit, and keeping that quiet maybe before I had blood on my hands already. Like, so that's why I say, like, that being said, bro, I don't give a fuck. I'm not scared. Even if I'm scared, I'm not scared. It's just whatever that emotion of scaredness became my awareness. So whatever's around me right now, I already feel it. So it is what it is. I'm lit right now. I'm not drunk enough, I'm just saying. Body rise, I feel lit. So something is around me. But this white shit, bro. I feel like it's gonna be a flood on the East Coast. DC. Y'all remember what happened in 2017? South Carolina, North Carolina, Florida, Georgia. Do y'all remember what happened 2017? Fuck the eclipse. I mean, I ain't saying fuck the eclipse, but I'm just saying, like, there was other shit going on when that eclipse happened, is what I meant to say. Like, I wasn't even, like, I remember I was sleeping most of the time. It felt like I was dreaming. Like, if I could have explained it now, I felt like I was out, like, going through these realms or something. So that's low-key when it started, because I had, like, a dream type. It was like my apartment went up like a tornado, like Courage the Cowardly Dog or some shit. It was like the house went up like a tornado and then landed back, and it was like everything looked the same. But I went outside because I was confused. I'm like, what the fuck? I just went up in the tornado. I went outside and shit. Everything was in the breeze. You feel me? Like everything was on fire. So I feel like as people was telling the truth, it was actually changing. Like that shit from happening, or it was just a warning that that shit could happen. You feel me? This is like the video, how the video was that I showed how Texas looked. That's how the shit looked. But it was like more debris, like Max Payne or something. Like on the Max Payne movie, and the debris floating around. Like, this shit get crazy. Like, as well as these clouds, the way you're gonna build more pressure in the ground because it's supposed to release gas. You blocking is releasing a whole nother gas so it can release that gas. That's why shit be catching on fire and stuff. Plus the energy that's hitting it. Like, it's not cool. Tornado Valley or whatever. It goes from like Texas to Ohio. It looked like that's the line. And if it was some big solar flare that was supposed to hit and they have clouds up and all them people out there, I guarantee there's gonna be some bullshit that happen. Then plus, what if niggas was to shift too at the same time? It looked like that commercial when everybody was running and shit. Remember with certain niggas they had their shoes. It was like and they was in peace and shit. Motherfucking shifting things to the sky or type shit going on. Like niggas looting. Everything happening at once type shit. That would be one of them times that would happen like that. You feel me? Like, the hell? Alright, that is OD. Alright. I don't know. It's just. I started seeing how niggas could shift, but I would say the V2 tied to it. So, we're gonna be dealing with the G4 star. Feel me? Our sun is gonna turn into a black hole. I mean, an ether star, which is like a black sun. Or it's gonna turn into an atom, pretty much, like a neutron star. Black sun is like is an ether star. And that's where the magnetism, these magnetic storms, is actually pulling that black sun closer, and it gives us more magnetism as the energy hits here. It transfers energy here. So every time, even when you're trying to block it, you're reflecting light back up, and it's coming back stronger. Goofy. Y'all probably didn't even know that. I would think you did, because it's like mirror magic type shit. It's like, whatever you do is not going to work at this point. That's how I know they're not looking for one person no more. They trying to go at the sun. Just like how they try to go for the moon. If you read about dwarf planets and satellites and satellite planets and all of that, it all talks about pretty much one thing. They're the same thing. Just like how people be saying ancestors and stuff be traveling from the sun to here and stuff. Or like communicate through you to the sun. Or like how people saying souls began. It's the same thing. It's just a yin and a yang. That yin and yang has to be one. Remember that. That's what niggas forgot. Yin and the yang has to be one, not a split. That's how binaries become tri-solar systems, and tri-solar systems become quad-solar systems and shit like that. You feel me? It's a cycle. The power of the Trinity. That 3 has to denote a 4. That 4 has to denote a 5. That 5 has to denote a 6. That 6 has to denote a 7. That 7 has to denote an 8. That 8 has to denote a 9. And as it repeats, it creates a higher state. But it needs a rebirth. So you have your 10, 11, 12 is a 1, 2, 3. In totality, 1, 2, 3 and below, dealing in this realm, is going to be the seas. And the shit underground already, that's getting hit by this energy too. These creatures and stuff that's in the water, they gonna get hit by this energy too. They're gonna start popping up more. You're gonna start seeing them more when the 6 ether settle. For sure. And then they have created ones too. But, cause they don't want them there. Cause when they come in deceit, havoc. And they gonna connect to certain people too. When I'm saying when this shit happen, y'all, this totality deal with that shit too. Cause 3, 2, 1 is gonna hit the seas, that gamma, and below, the realms below. And then 7, 8, 9 is gonna open up like portals. Okay? 7, 8, 9 is gonna open up like portals. And 4, 5, 6 is gonna hit on this realm. 4, 5, 6, CeeLo. C is gamma. Which represents the 72 pole shift. That's why everybody getting their memory back because of these gammas. When you're dealing with an M, you're dealing with A, B, C, and X. It's just the magnetism pulls from the X when you're dealing with magnetic storms. It's pulling from the ethers. And it's loading the ethers here into a higher state. That's why at first you just only see X flares or higher or M flares and stuff at certain times. Because it was denoted into a higher state. Now it's a normal thing. I'm trying to tell y'all. Don't get caught up in this 1, 2, 3. It's an expression of energy. Okay? Nothing is greater or lower than you. You're multi-dimensional. And a lot of this shit is trying to block, but it's going to be here on the ground state anyways. You feel me? It's definitely on the ground state. That's what the whole point of it settling. Because it becomes a ground state level. And once it's a ground state level, it's back in the air. Okay? And that's tying back to why a lot of people is coming here, because there's a lot of shit they ain't saying that's happening over there. You feel me? I bet y'all, if y'all start asking them shit like that, what the fuck happened? You be like, whoa. Between that and sleeper cell niggas, that's what's going on. And if they forcing people to even jab up and shit, nigga, niggas gonna turn into motherfucking grays. Talk about zombies or something. Like, not grays, but like, I feel like it's that movie called The Titan and shit. That shit really talk about our experiment. It's creating super soldiers and shit. What do you need super soldiers like that to go for? when you naturally going through that state, you're naturally going through that state. It looked like where they was at was still on the realm. Talking about we need to see if we can go in this land, on this planet. They on this realm. They ain't even go nowhere. It was just like they had access to a different part of the land. But at the end of the day, it looked like how the people during the process was dying. It looked like how people been dying off the jumbo juice. Like, this shit not even funny. That's why I'd be like, how is it people doing this for a check and their families going through that shit? Like, I know y'all probably get teached about clearing out chakras because that's the only way you really even gonna deal with that shit. But at the end of the day, it's always gonna be something. Is if someone gets to talk about it, you're gonna think about it. Like, it's like one of them times you really just need a hug. Because you only did that because of evil. You didn't do it to heal. You did it so you could continue to do evil shit. And if you think about it, that's not you. That's why when you clearing up your chakras, you gotta watch these. You have to know thyself. Because you can allow another energy to come in you while you clearing up your chakras because you're more open to frequencies. Okay? So like, that's why you have to know thyself. It's like Edom. You know thyself. He got checked. Different dimensions, like different gates. Feel me? So when he got checked, he was like, nah, nigga, I already know what's going on. I'm not doing that. I mean, that he passed the test. For real. So like, it came from a frequency of purity though. So at this time, if you're going against pure-hearted people, you're wasting your time here on this realm. Even however you want to destroy shit, if you understand the law of attraction, understand, if you really do, because you be playing around with it like you do, but it seems like you don't really understand what you're doing. That's why you're still confused trying to study it now. They're operating in the wrong energy for you to even get to your goal. You can never be that type of person to get to that goal. Every time you might think you got it, and at this moment in time, this is not a realm you're going to take over. This is a realm that's going to be free. As long as my people is waking up, it's already in the air, so they're already going to continue waking up no matter what happens. And that changes that changes the future. It's a butterfly effect. That's how it is with dimensions and shit. Niggas time traveling and stuff like that. That's how we can do it. By just speaking the truth now. And exposing everything. Because you have to realize what's going on. It's a reset. The truth needs to be uploaded. But the consciousness has to be on it like the planet's on it. Why? Because it's one mind. That's why they're trying to interrupt, because it's going to interrupt your nervous system. The body is the input, or you're the input, and that's the output. Or it could be the other way around. That's how it is. It's a 6-9. It's a 6-9 thing. I'm gonna just say it's a water thing. Which deals with all the other elements when it comes to possessing the energy. Like Avatar. I'll be cracking myself up trying to talk like that. Ah, yeah, bro. I ain't one of them people you should be mad at. Shit. It's just this my shit. The fuck? If it was your shit, you'd do the same. It's my shit. And y'all just fucking shit up, and it's gonna fuck shit up for yourself. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. I'm trying to interrupt with some teachings, and you're reversing them teachings. The fuck are you doing? Everything works on some natural shit. You're interrupting natural shit with some other elements from nature to create different chemical compounds and structures in the air. Like, it's just like creating something on a computer. Like, that's what's tied to also. Like, you're manipulating a charge that's not yours. And the planet is awakened to it's not yours. Like, you're not fucking with us no more. And nature is speaking too. And the animals. Not fucking with us no more. Feel me? See the crocodiles? They on some humble shit. No. Fuck y'all niggas on. Shit. The real crocodiles. Y'all niggas need to step who y'all are, stop being salty. We gotta do the same thing. But we not looking at you no less. Until you start operating in the energy that's less of us. The fuck? What's wrong with y'all? Like, I hope y'all remember East Coast, what happened in 2017 with the weather. I was dealing with a strong flare. I remember it was flooding. And it came inland a lot. Got real close. Not too far from Tennessee. Not saying it got to Tennessee, but it wasn't too far. A couple of hours away. Feel me? Like, shoot. And the dome's open right now. We dealing with more energy, which is even why the whole reason of them clouds seeding so much. And that force, tides and stuff. I say it's gonna be a flood on the East Coast. And there's gonna be some strong flares on the West. Cause it's about to be a whole bunch of X flares that pop off, most likely. And I ain't even been watching solar news like I usually do. But I'ma just say that cause that's the only way it's gonna work. I give it like 3 X flares more. If they do get to a high one, it's probably gonna be like 7, 8, 9 on a level. But we can just watch and see if that play out. I ain't saying that's what it is, but that's how I feel. Like, that's just how I feel. This color is gonna be like a pinkish, goldish, greenish type color. Not really bronze. I mean, really like copper. And energy wise, it's like a copper energy. The gold though. Like gold, pink, and green. And then when you look at the symbolism to it, it makes fucking sense. It's like the heart, the eye, and full body activation. Gold. But like, it's still levels to this shit though. It's just after the dome's open so it can actually settle on a physical state longer than it did the first time. Like, and that's just on the realm. That's dealing with everybody, not just certain people. I mean, certain people is gonna be in a neutral state where nothing happens. And that's gonna tie to the witnesses. And survivors. Most likely gonna rewrite the shit. I would just say other than this transformation stuff that's going on, pay attention to weather, pay attention to your surroundings. It's gonna be a cool, warm type of day. You're gonna feel it. It's gonna be warm. It's gonna be cool. But it's gonna be like a comfortable energy. It might be too quiet. Everything changes 2 minutes before midnight. I would not be on that bridge, the Golden State Bridge. Better not be on that bitch. Sure. Never fear. Stay aware. There's peace when you're prepared. And you need to heal so you can repair. This is energy, definitely in there.